So I'm Rachael Gerson. I spearhead analytics here at the Search Church. In my free time, I'm also, I'm also a Google Analytics top contributor in the forum. By the way, we all need help, so if you're all experts in webmaster stuff or analytics stuff, come jump in and help answer some questions. All right, we have I had a ton that I wanted to talk about, but not a lot of time. So I created a giant list of tons of links. bit.ly/searchchurch. Go here. Lots of links to play with, different tools to go along with everything I've talked about, some code. I just tweeted it too, so it's all out there. I think a lot of people here know what our standard KPIs are for any SEO project. We're looking for improved rankings, improved traffic, and increased conversions. As long as these items are moving up and to the right, our SEO project is kind of successful already. We're headed in the right direction. I can tell you after benchmarking and developing KPIs across hundreds of sites, I've seen the same kind of common pitfalls and misconceptions when it comes to KPIs. I wanted to share this with all of you so we can help avoid that for future projects. By the way, since Google Analytics now serves 95% of sites, big number, any technical parts of the presentation are focused on GA. Let's jump in. So pitfall 1 is measuring too many actions that don't matter. Has anyone here ever logged into GA for the very first time on a new project and seen 16 goals set up? 16 goals, that's crazy. That's way too much to measure. You want to focus on the actions that really matter. Tons of goals, overwhelming. It affects our reports in GA too. When we have a ton of goals that we're tracking and lots of different items, we have a higher combined conversion rate for our site overall, for our individual keywords, for landing pages, for everything. In general, measuring too many actions that don't matter is bad. On the flip side, not measuring the actions that really matter, also bad. Avinash always talks about this. He always looks for what the micro conversions are for a site. Signing up for newsletters, downloading PDFs, and reading reviews may not generate immediate revenue for us, but they could be steps toward a later sale. So make sure all of you are measuring the actions that really matter. Pitfall 3 is not assigning dollar values to non-eCommerce conversions. In case anyone here doesn't know, we can add a dollar figure to every goal we have in GA. It takes 2 seconds. Once we do that, it's easy. Not only is it easy, but this pulls through to all of our reports in GA, so we can show the value of our traffic. Lots of stuff we can get from it. Make sure all of you are assigning your dollar values to non-eCommerce conversions. Easy. Pitfall 4 is not using e-commerce GA code on a non-e-commerce site. I don't get this. I really don't. I've seen so many sites that do this. There are e-commerce sites that use GA as their primary analytics platform, but don't have the e-commerce tracking set up. We can get so much information from it. We can find out the products sold, the revenue generated, so much stuff. To me, it's just like a no-brainer. Why wouldn't you do it? So make sure, if you have an e-commerce site, you're putting our e-commerce tracking code. All right, 1 through 4 are our easy ones. Get a little harder from here. Pitfall 5 is KPIs that can't be measured without customized code. For you techies out here, this is going to be like so easy. Everyone else, just bear with me. So this is a pretty advanced part. We're going to skim it rather than going in depth because I have 8 minutes. 3 examples I'll give you. The first one is just because all of you, when you're on a site, when you see a confirmation page, doesn't mean GA can see the same page. If that page doesn't have a confirmation URL that is unique to that page only, we don't have info for GA to track along with it. This may take some more advanced tracking. Example 2 is if a site is built in such a way that the URL never changes, so the person interacts on the site page after page after page, but GA only shows a single page, that's a problem. You're missing all of that data. So again, get some help, get a developer. We can track all of it. None of it's that hard, it just doesn't do it by default. The third example is time on site. By the way, time on site can be a critically flawed metric to report on for so many reasons other than technical. I'm sticking with the tech side here. The problem technically is that time on site doesn't include the time spent on the last page of the visit. That means for visits where they're a bounce visit, the person views 1 page and takes off. Our time on site is 0 minutes and 0 seconds. They could have been on there for 15 minutes reading everything, getting lots of info. We don't know that. There are all kinds of advanced tracking things that we can put into place here, though, and I have a few fun ones linked in that resource guide. By the way, time on site doesn't take into consideration the tab browsing. I don't know about all of you, but I tend to open one tab after another after another. That's actually my computer after I closed a few, so you can see it. I'll admit it. But the time on site is running for so many of these, and it's not accurate. When we look at that number in our GA reports, like, that's so far off what it really was. I'm not interacting with those pages. So keep that in mind. If everyone's clear here that GA code may need some custom configuration in order to track your KPIs properly, we're all set here. Just grab some help next time. We'll move on to our last pitfall. So our last one is not auditing GA code. You want to make sure that you audit your GA code on any site you're working on as soon as you know you're working on the site. Here's the problem. Issues with code prevent you from getting good, accurate data. Good, accurate data is what you need to make business decisions, or to make really informed business decisions. It's important. Jill Whalen had an issue last week. I don't know if anyone here saw this going on, but she asked, why would a site report internal links as referral visits? She got almost a dozen answers very quickly. Some of them were right, some were kind of off. But what's interesting is that of all the ones that were right, they could have all been the case. There are a lot of things that could cause this issue. If anyone's curious, Jill's issue was caused by old urchin code that doesn't function properly at this point, for her site at least. You want to do a code audit early on to help eliminate these issues. Look at the tracking code on the entire site. If the site spans multiple domains or subdomains, make sure you're using the cross-domain tracking. Look for any pages that are missing code or using a different code. These can all cause issues with your GA tracking. Some indicators of bad data if you're looking in your GA account, things to watch out for. So one is not set in your keywords or your landing pages. Another, if you look in your referral report and you see self-referrals, your site is sending traffic to your own site, something's wrong. Another one, if you're looking at your keywords or your landing pages and seeing really low or really high bounce rates, 100 or 0%, something may be a little bit off. So these are all indicators you want to go check a little bit further. I want to share 2 quick tips. I think I'm actually good to come in under time, too. Sorry about that. 2 of my favorite tools that are really quick and easy that all of you can use. First one is Screaming Frog. I use Screaming Frog to make sure that the GA code is actually on all the pages that I want it to be on, and to make sure the right code is being used. I've been amazed at how many sites will put one version of GA code on one template, another version on another template. Getting louder. I also have an entire blog post that went up about a minute ago, and I wrote it about 15 minutes earlier, that walks through how I set this up. The other tool that I really like is Crooms. It's a Chrome plugin analytics helper. It adds a little green bubble to the top of any page. Just tells you, yeah, the GA code is here. So use this while you're browsing a client's site to make sure the GA code is still in place. So now that you have these basic pitfalls and some really fun tools to play with, you're all set. If anyone has any questions on this stuff, grab me later or hit me up on Twitter or in the GA forum. I love geeking out with GA data.